Hey, everyone.
Hey.
I think we're on, right? We're live. Yay. Another episode of Deux, Wytches. Hey, everyone in chat. It looks like we have 4 watching on YouTube, 2 watching on Facebook. Hey, everybody. Johnny, Little Dorit, Amelia, Shadow, Ruby. Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Hey. Hey, hi. EML. What does EML stand for? Excellent moonlight. Excellent moonlight. EML. Yay. Low energy over here tonight. And I'm sure for Obsidian, low energy tonight. She's vaping away already. Hey, Luana. Hi, Luana. Yeah, I'm just low energy, but it's not witchcraft, wine, witches, and witchcraft. But I'm drinking a dirty vodka martini tonight.
Sounds good.
And Obsidian over there is drinking coffee
as usual.
Because it's what 5:30, 6:30?
5:30.
5:30 in the morning over there, 8:30 in the evening over here. If I was drinking coffee at 8:30 at night, I'd never go to bed. So, hi, Lady Blind Wolf. Hey, Shadow Sun.
Yeah.
Hello, Paulina.
Type. Hey, Shadow Sun.
Hi, Paulina. Thank you for the birthday wishes, everyone that wished me birthday wishes. My birthday was January 25th.
Hey.
Yeah, thank you, everybody that was wishing me happy birthday. So tonight we're supposed to be talking about spiritualism and the afterlife.
Yeah, we're supposed to.
Spiritualism and the afterlife.
That's funny because just yesterday my husband has a conversation with not a friend, but someone he knows and speak with regularly. And Spiritism just happened to be mentioned in the conversation, and the reaction was, I was about to say surprisingly, but I'm not sure I'm surprised, but really scared. And oh no, you shouldn't do that. I shouldn't talk about that. And in the same sentence was the 2 statements. The first was, I don't believe in it. I'm scared. So I'm sorry, but the second one just negates the first.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're scared, then on some level you believe it, because you wouldn't be scared if you didn't believe it.
Absolutely.
Right.
And I think this is the hidden truth for many people. Mm-hmm. They would say, I don't believe in it. No. The truth is, you are freaking scared of it.
Mm-hmm. Because you believe, you may not consciously believe in it, but there's some belief in there, because otherwise you wouldn't be scared.
Absolutely.
Happy birthday, Luana. Her birthday is today. Happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
And Shadow Sun, you'll have to catch us on repeat, right? Because she's going to go.
Oh, too bad.
So yeah, when we're talking about spiritualism, we're talking about, from my perspective, is belief in the ability to communicate with what we would call ghosts, the spirit of those who have passed, mm-hmm. And the belief in the spirit reincarnates. Is that what you're talking about when you're talking about spiritualism?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure we were on the same page.
We are.
Yeah. So, and you can, for those of you watching either live or later, spiritualism was huge here in the United States in the early 19th century, 1900s, I want to say,
Yeah.
when table tippings and seances and spirit talking board communication and all that stuff, mediumship, all started taking place.
Yeah.
And their churches, there's spiritualist churches. In fact, when I was living in Massachusetts, I would do their psychic fair. They did a biannual psychic fair. They did one in the spring and in the fall. And I was a psychic reader every psychic fair, except maybe one, because I went away on vacation. But I'd be a psychic reader there. And the funny story about that, though, is they never let me call myself a witch.
Oh, yeah.
When I did psychic readings there, I was a psychic reader, but I couldn't advertise as being a witch. They were uncomfortable with that because a lot of spiritualist churches still are Christian.
Yeah.
They are Christian and still have that uncomfortability with witchcraft.
Yeah, it's a nice word.
I know, isn't that crazy? And I was told by one of the spiritualists that I was pretty friendly with is that when they first started doing their psychic fairs, they wouldn't allow cards. You were a medium and they did mediumship readings only. So when they first started, cards were not allowed, rune stones were not allowed, no tools. They were doing pure mediumship readings when they first started. And I think Lilydale, which is a spiritualist camp here in the United States, I believe it's in New York, they have mediumship readings. They have all, during the season, the summer seasons, they open the camp and you go there and you can get readings from all the mediums there. I don't know if they do cards there, but I know that in the beginning they didn't allow cards. So the fact that I was using tarot cards and called myself a witch, they were uncomfortable with. So in order for me to still read there, I'd have to drop the witch part and just say I was a, empath, psychic, or a card reader. They were okay with that. So clairsentient card reader, I think, was what I ended up leaving it as. It's crazy.
Yeah, because name holds power.
Exactly. That's why I wanted to use the word witch, but they were uncomfortable with it.
Yeah, but it's already something that you in the U.S. have those kinds of fair. We don't have those here. It does, as far as I know, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
In the whole country. We don't have that, and that's it. The more we're gonna have is some kind of convention, esoteric convention, like new agey type of things with more from on the Reiki part, the meditation.
What about mediumship, like spiritualist? Mediumship. Is there a lot of mediumship there in France?
No fair, no.
Right. No fairs.
But there is a lot.
A lot of mediumships. Like you could, if you wanted to, have a conversation with your dead Auntie Paulette. I have an Auntie Paulette, but
okay. Oh, sorry.
I do. No, I do. I have an Auntie Paulette in the same family that I have an Auntie Bernadette. In the same family, I have an Auntie Jacqueline, and my mother's name is Lorraine. So, yeah, see,
Very French.
I know, right?
Very, very French.
But so that's why I use the name Paulette. But yeah, so if I wanted to talk, and she's not dead though, she's alive. So I say I wanted to talk to my meme Irene, another name. Yeah. So say I wanted to talk to her, that I could find a medium easily in France.
Yeah, you could, but the thing is, as it is not accepted well, and it has to be behind closed doors, then there is a lot of con artists.
Yeah,
a lot of it, and the funny thing is that the whole esoteric business is a really huge thing. It generates a lot of money, but it's all behind closed door or through the phone, and some kind of stupid hotlines that you can call at any time of the day or the night, and things like this. So this is a huge part of it, but no fair, no recognition whatsoever. That's strange. That's
Can you
strange.
see the chat?
Hey!
I know.
Hello!
Who are we excited about? Who are we
Yeah.
excited about?
Just guess.
Cole.
Hello.
Cole. Hi. Oh my gosh. Hi, Kimmy. Hi, Virginian. Amelia, I love your name.
Yeah, sweet.
Cole. We love you.
What's new by your side? Long time no see.
I know, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, there's a lot of fraud and fakery when it comes to mediumship. Oh, he loves us too.
Loves
Yay.
you.
Hey, Purr Boogaloo.
Hey,
Hey.
keeps dropping again. It's
I know. Well, let me tell
trouble
you,
with your
internet. It's that, I don't know. The energy, at least in my life right now, is kind of funky, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. I know Obsidian is
It's
funky
funky
energy
too,
right
yeah.
now too.
Yeah.
Difficult just to get through a day right now.
That's so true. Yeah.
Oh, I let me take a sip of my.
Don't get me started.
I
Yeah.
know. I can feel. Yeah, I'm gonna drink my martini instead.
Yeah, I will probably have some kind of
Oh
drink
man.
to
If I was
get.
having coffee right now, there'd be some kind of alcohol in that coffee too.
It's too early for me to do that. Just let me.
No, it's not.
I can imagine just if I
It's
was to put
justifiable.
some kind of alcohol in my
You
coffee.
should. Whiskey. Put some of
Yeah,
that whiskey in there.
but no.
Yes, do it. Amelia says, I don't feel Americans' freedom of religion applies till taken to court. There are technicalities you should be able to represent yourself. Freedom of religion. Yeah, you can represent yourself. I mean, in what situation are you talking about? Like in a court situation? Shadow Sun wants to know if we think psychic fairs are worth reading at.
Well, it's always the same thing. It depends on who you have in front of you. On the other side of the table, you're going to sit at. And this is something you can, I think, and you should evaluate for yourself. Just feel the person you have in front of you. If you feel that it's okay, she or he is okay to go with, to chat with, to have a reading from, go for it. If you have doubts, just skip it, and that's it.
Well,
You get a lot
I
of
mean,
concern there. So
yeah, I think that's great. In the way that this this fair was set up, is that everybody, all the psychics, and there was probably like 20 or more. We were all sitting at tables in this like open room. It was like a huge room, and we all sat at our own table, and people came in, and there was like a menu, like a list, like a paper, and everybody had like a table number, and you had a little number on your table, so people could see you and see that you were at a certain table number. And on the little menu, it would have, a table number. I think I was usually 8 or 9. It'd say cricket song, and my description, like clairsentient psychic card reader. It would be on that. And then you would go up, you would look at the tables, and you'd say, okay, I want to have a reading with that person. You'd go up to the cashier, you'd pay, and then you tell them you wanted to have a reading with so-and-so at table, whatever. And they had like an appointment book, and everybody was slotted 15 minutes. So I would sometimes have back to back to back to back readings, and I couldn't say no because they had already paid.
Oh shit, that's tough.
Yeah. Now let me tell you, I made good money.
Yeah, sure.
I
But
made
that's
good
tough.
money, but thank goodness it was only biannually. It was only 2 times a
Yeah,
year,
because you and
because it was sometimes it was funny because I'd have nobody, and the fair would open like 10 to 5 or something, and I'd have nobody all morning, but come the afternoon, I would have back-to-back readings. And when I first started doing the fair, they had numbers of tables assigned to people, but some of the regulars would move the table numbers. Like they'd take their number and move it because they didn't want it to be in the front, near the front.
Yeah.
But I would want to be near the front because I'd want people to see me. Because what I would do,
Attention, people.
is I would sit there and I would watch the people line up and looking at the menus, and I would I would cast my spell. I would look at them and I would tell them that they'd want to see me, because I wasn't a regular when I first started.
Yeah.
So I would make eye contact.
Yeah.
And I would will them to come see me. And then once I had because all the same people show up at psychic fairs. And then when you have a good reading with someone, they tell their friends or their family. And there was a psychic fair that I had one girl come up. She had a reading with me. She goes, I've been here a lot and I've never had a reading with you. And just today, I felt like I needed to have a reading with you. She had the reading, and don't you know, like a half an hour later, I saw her in line again, and she was telling me that she was going to come to me, but it wasn't for her. It was for her mother and her sister that she brought to have a reading with me. So, it was good. I made good money. Would I do it again? Now I don't think I would. And I've never, it's weird. I haven't seen a spiritualist church since I moved here. I wonder if there's got to be there's got to be spiritualist churches here. Mandy. Hey, Mandy. Oh my gosh. Holy shit, girl. Oh my God, Mandy. Hello. Oh my God. Do you know who Mandy C is? You don't, Obsidian.
Sorry.
Oh my God. Hey, I remember Mandy way back in the day. The Shoe Whisperer. That's when I used to watch her. Way back. I mean, way back. We're talking way back. I actually have been watching your videos, girl. Oh my God. Hey.
Hello.
I want to. You should. Well, I know you don't have a lot of time. Mandy C. You should check out her videos.
I will. I certainly
She wrote a book too. She wrote a book. Oh my gosh, what's it called? I can't remember. Is it Beginning Wicca? I can't remember. I can't remember the name of it. But she wrote a book. Aw, Mandy. Hey. Okay, anyway. Enough gushing over other YouTubers.
No, it's nice. It's good. It's nice. It's perfectly okay to be happy to see someone.
I know, right? Oh, I can feel the martini starting to hit me. Mandy has an interesting story. She has an interesting story. She was very one of her recent videos that I watched. I can't remember how long ago it was up, but she was she's been very honest, open, and authentic, and very forthcoming with some of her stuff. Hellbound Heathen?
What?
Someone, are you reading chat? Amelia says, all we need now is Hellbound Heathen, and it's a party. Laugh out loud. Mandy C sings well. She does sing well. She sings beautifully. She's very talented, that lady. Over the pond. She's over there in United Kingdom. She's over on your side. So it must be super. She's in England. It must be super early over there for you too. What the heck are you doing watching our stream this early in the morning?
Yes.
What time is it for you, Mandy? What time is it?
Probably about.
Oh, she paints too. Yeah. Anyways, spiritualism. Let's all fangirl. Yes, let's all fangirl. Mandy. You know what's so weird? Oh my God, we're so going off the topic. It's so weird, I think, for me at least. Being a YouTuber, I've been on YouTube now for how many years?
A lot. More than
Since 2009, maybe.
Yep.
What the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah. I've been on YouTube for so long. It really still like surprises me when YouTubers that I've been watching when I was really nobody, when I was like knowing Benabel, like had watched our weird witches and witchcraft, or I don't know who else now because a lot of people have left. But knowing that those YouTubers watch our stream or watch any of my videos, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
What the fuck are they watching me for? It's 5 a.m. See? Yes.
It's around the
it's
same
too
time.
fucking early for you guys to be up and watching.
To work, to be up that early in the morning?
I believe she's self-employed.
Oh, I hope it's not about having a bad night or bad time.
Yeah, I hope you're not having a bad night or couldn't sleep, Mandy.
Yeah.
Hopefully you got up because you were like excited for your day. She popped in and popped out now, right? She's really not watching us. We're all gushing over her and she's gone. She's like, peace.
Because she has things to do, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope it's that.
Or maybe she went to go get a cup of coffee. Oh, Eclectic Wicca. Yes, thank you, Paulina. That's the name of her book. I'm going to eat this olive out of my martini.
Go do that.
Oh, spiritualism.
Yeah.
Speaking with the dead.
Yeah, speaking with the dead. So this is a practice who is frowned upon most of the time.
I'm sorry. Someone said I push all their buttons. How do I push all your buttons? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's in a good way.
I hope so.
I would say. So yeah, it's oh, wait a minute. That's my cat destroying my soul.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck do you have going on over there? Speaking about spiritualism, is that someone trying to get your attention? No, it's your cat.
It's my cat. Yeah.
Okay.
And yes, he is trying to get my attention, but
of course he is.
Spirits yet.
He's like, Mama, feed me.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Care about me, just
feed me.
Give
me the goddamn cat food.
And everything else, and the water, and
oh right, and the martini, and the coffee.
No, I don't.
And the catnip.
Yeah. So Amelia was asking something. I think. Can I ask a deep question?
Ooh.
What do you seek?
Okay, I want to highlight hers because I love talking about Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah, this is something I think is gonna be absolutely interesting for you, I think, because I guess we have two very different experiences. Cricket Song and I. Mine isn't a good one at all. I don't think yours is pretty nice either, but probably more softer than the one I have, and so it has tainted my view of those people. Those people, yeah.
Well, a lot of people, honestly, a lot of people have a negative view about the Jehovah's Witnesses anyway. And I think it's basically because they come knocking on your door and they're preaching to you unsolicited. You're not asking them to come see you. They're coming to see you. I think that's why it can be very off-putting for people.
Yeah, for me, it's
And
not.
I understand it.
So for me, it's not. It's absolutely not the reason why. I think that this is an organization who is like many others, designed to control how you think, how you move, what you do, what you eat, what you don't eat, what you believe, what you don't believe, what you are allowed or not allowed to do, as usual in every freaking religion that I despise so much. I don't like religion because they basically um, prevent you to think, basically, by yourself. I mean, but there is a lot of people, of really nice people in it, as usual, too. Most of the people who get involved into religion are thinking something they miss, some kind of deep connection of depth in life, and so they are attracted to people who try to, who pretend to have answers and present them with a form of spirituality. That's how many of plenty of people fall. I was about to say fall into religion, like it was, alcoholic behavior.
I
But
think I think Jehovah's Witnesses has a place. I mean, just like we say, every student will find a teacher. There's a teacher for every student out there. It may not be your teacher. Just like there is, if someone has no structure in their life, like addicts or people coming out of abusive relationships, and they're looking for, or chaos, just their life is chaotic. Jehovah's Witnesses are very structured. They're very structured. And
yeah,
they're very loving when you first come in because they want you to
get into it.
get into it, right? They are looking for members.
They are
And they are
so thick.
very attentive. I mean, I went through a miscarriage, which was very traumatic for me at the time when I was studying, when I was doing a Bible study. And can I tell you, someone checked on me every day. They brought me food. They brought me to my doctor's appointments. If I didn't have them in the relationship that I was in, which was very emotionally and mentally abusive, if I didn't have them, I would have been a whole lot worse. Who knows what the hell would have happened, so for certain people, they are, I think, a godsend. But for other people, they're very structured. They're very rigid.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the question, let me go back to the actual question. Where the fuck? What do you think about Jehovah's Witnesses and energy put into the end of the world energy? Is all these negative energies amount to anything? Well, let me tell you, the Jehovah's Witnesses are not the only religion that believes that these are the end times.
No, and
They are not the only religion.
it's not the worst in this case. I would point the finger at another organization in order, about the end of the world thing and thing like this. I would point the finger to someone else. It's not the worst.
I think any religion or all religions that believe that this is the end times or the end of the world is nigh, you really got to look at it on a scale of how many people are in the world. And I think, my husband and I were just doing research on this. There's 8 billion people in the world.
Yeah.
8 billion people. And Jehovah's Witnesses aren't even in the millions. So, and I don't even think if you add Jehovah's Witnesses with other religions that believe this is the end of the world, you're not even going to get half of that. So I think if we think of energy and intentions in the idea of a momentum, how much momentum is put into something for it to be carried out to its conclusion, I wouldn't worry about it being the end of the world. So I don't even consider it being anything really that much to be concerned about. Oh my God, this martini's going to my head now. So forgive me if I start slurring my words.
No problem. It can't be worse than my speaking problem. Didn't sleep enough. Most
Mandy, where are you? I want to talk to you, Mandy. She's not with us anymore. Nah.
So yeah, about them.
Oh my God, there's so much going on in chat.
Yeah. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
About them.
Oh my God, that just made me think of
Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast. Bonjour. Bonjour.
Oh,
Bonjour,
yeah.
bonjour,
Oh,
bonjour.
yeah, it's in French.
Yeah, with Belle singing her opening number, you know?
Yeah. It's in French for you. Okay.
Oui.
Okay.
Oh wait, who's in French? What's in French?
The
I don't know. I'm gonna eat the other olive now.
okay, just eat and drink. Okay, let me handle the rest.
You handle those show tonight.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, Jehovah's Witnesses. It's the same that a lot of other, religion are. Here, it's considered a cult. It's not a religion. It's a cult.
Yes, their doctrine teaches that 144,000 of them are going to heaven. However, anybody like right now that you're joining the congregation, you're not going to heaven, but the idea is that you're going to be reincarnated on the earth when Jehovah God makes the earth perfect. So the idea or the goal, if you will, is if you become a Jehovah's Witness and you're baptized, mind you, you must be baptized to be one of Jehovah's Witnesses. You will be, once Satan takes over and wipes everyone out, Jesus Christ will reincarnate Jehovah's Witnesses to a paradise on earth. That's the goal. When I was a Jehovah's Witnesses, I was baptized. I was a baptized, right now I'm apostate. Yeah.
Yeah.
All hail the apostate. Woo, woo. I'm going to hell. And hell is not even a place. It's just, they believe it's separation from God. So I will not be reincarnated. I will not come back. When I die, I will die the endless sleep. But Jehovah's Witnesses that are true will be reincarnated onto Eden, which will be earth, paradise earth. That's the goal of Jehovah Witnesses today. Not to go to heaven, not to be priests with Jehovah. The 144 is going to be there, but to live in a pain. Like when we think of paradise on earth, that's what their goal is.
Yeah. And that's where my own really, pragmatic vision come in between. I mean,
poor cricket song.
My experience was, I still have a really good friend. When I was really young, really younger than I am there, I was about around 15, less than 15, maybe 14. And my best friend, this girl, was the child of a Jehovah's Witnesses couple. And they were so busy going to the, I don't know how do you say that in English, the kingdom room,
Kingdom Hall.
Kingdom Hall. Okay, I was trying to translate,
Kingdom Hall. It's like their church. Yeah.
They was so busy going there and so busy preparing paradise that they forgot to see their daughter was going was really in a bad state mentally. She was tired, exhausted of the pressure put on her by the Jehovah's Witnesses and by all of this. I am restraining myself right now. And at some point, she took her phone calling me, and I've heard in her voice immediately that she was not herself. There was something really bad happening. She had took over 40 pills, and she was calling me her last goodbye. Hopefully, I was living not so far from her. I had dropped the phone, and basically run to her all the way through, and managed to get there before she fell into coma. And I was there. I called the 911, even if it's not 911.
What is it there?
It's the 15.
15.
I've called the emergency. I was there to let them enter and to keep her and take her. If I wasn't, if I let's say any different choice I would have made would have ended in her death.
Yeah.
I was literally the one who prevent that to happen. And while all of this drama was happening, her parents were at the Kingdom Hall.
Yeah.
This is something, I'm sorry, I would never forgive.
Yeah.
She did. I didn't. And
I think
couldn't.
I think there's a difference for people who are brought up in Jehovah's Witnesses and people who come into Jehovah's Witnesses later. So I wasn't born into a Jehovah's Witness family, although I can also say that Jehovah's Witnesses are not the only structured religion that are pretty like strict with their beliefs and their teachings, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think they can serve a purpose for an adult like myself. The Jehovah's Witnesses were very helpful in me transitioning into paganism. Totally. Because, their belief that there is no hell was very different than a Roman Catholic teaching. I was taught as a Roman Catholic that, there is a hell and you could go there. Jehovah's Witnesses don't believe in hell as eternal torment. There are certain things that they believed. They believe in reincarnation. They believe in resurrection and coming back to live again. I mean, there are certain things that they taught that really helped me bridge from Catholicism to paganism. So for me, at least, they served a purpose.
Yeah, but you were
I was not brought up in a Jehovah's Witness family.
Yeah. You were already an adult when I've seen the amount of pressure put on this girl's shoulder, and I've seen how close they were to accept the fact that they were responsible for what happened. The thing is, her parents are not bad person, which might sound strange, but they are just people, regular people.
Mm-hmm.
I blame the cult more than the parents themselves, But the thing is, when I get back to the hospital where she had been saved, to come to see her after she was awakened, the doctor who, as the wing in charge, I don't know how to call that in English.
I don't know either.
I learned after the fact that he was seeking to see me, especially he was seeking to meet the person who has take action. And when I've come to see her, I've seen her, and at some point, a nurse came into the room and asked me to come out with her for a second. And there I was introduced to the doctor who bring me to her, to his office. And he asked me, were you the one who was there and called the emergency and all? And yeah, that was me. And he told me basically it was okay. I've met her parents. I hope you're gonna be there to prevent that she do it again, because she will.
Yeah.
So basically, he entitled me. Yeah, I get it. Entitled to keep an eye on her to prevent that she would make a second suicidal attempt. But he has met her parents.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was 14, around 14. I was 14, and he chose me.
Well, because you were outside of their spiritual beliefs, you were not part of that. Interesting enough, Roman Catholicism, Roman Catholics, the church, if you go through that scoring point to see if some religion or a group is a cult or not, Roman Catholics score pretty high as a cult as well. So I find that really interesting, that a lot of mainstream religions that have all this structure and this dogma and this doctrine could be considered a cult, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's craziness.
Yeah.
Oh my God. We like totally moved away from spiritualism.
Totally. And I would like to go back because Cole has a really interesting question that
where is it? I gotta find it.
I was thinking to talk about that in the show, and then we just drift away.
Is it this question?
Yes, this was a point.
Good. Yeah. Afterlife.
Yes.
Do you believe all religions, versions of afterlife exist at the same time, or only one version exists?
This is a very interesting question, and this is answering to this question is just about beliefs, because none of us got any kind of truth on this. We don't know. We just don't know. And this is
he's asking your belief.
Yes,
he isn't asking for fact.
Yeah,
he's
I know.
asking for your belief.
Yeah, I know. I totally know. But I want to remind that everything revolving around those types of question is about beliefs, because we don't have any truth. Yes.
Unless, I guess, you've died and come back.
But even then, I was about to also talk about near-death experiment. But even in this way, there is the transitioning. I think we can tell we have a good idea on how it works because of the near-death experiment. But this is a transitioning thing. They come and they come back.
Yeah, they haven't completely.
No.
Yeah.
They haven't.
I agree.
So this is just part of the travel.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
We do now, I think, have a good idea on how it worked when we left our body and our soul is kind of released of the weight of the physicality.
Yeah,
we have a good idea of that. But everyone who has come back to talk has come back.
Right. They haven't completely died. Yeah.
No. So we don't
know. Not like Jesus, dying and then resurrecting 3 days later.
Yeah, it's not the same thing. So, so it's obviously about beliefs and not facts. There isn't any facts about that. I would say, how it was phrased already. I would like to. Yeah. So all version exist at the same time, or only one exists. I would say both and none. My understanding of this is, it is, I think it all exists, but none of it exists because it's all the same thing, and it gonna, I think gonna depends on how we as a soul perceive that, and it gonna adapt to us.
Yeah, I think that I think the versions that we understand now, living in a physical body, I think when we imagine or we discuss it or we talk about it, I think the versions are tainted or flavored by our beliefs and the fact that we're physical. I think that the actuality of life, the afterlife, the actuality of what it is completely different than what we can even express. I don't think we have words to explain what it is. I think that it's beyond our mind, our brain's comprehension, because we can't even fathom what that is, because we are limited by our experience in the physical. We discuss things in relation to our physicality. Our understanding of what feels good and what feels bad is actually flavored by our physical body. You poke me, you prod me, you cut me, that's pain. That's how I understand pain. You hug me, you kiss me, you love me. That's how my body understands pleasure. But the afterlife is not even either of that. So any kind of words that we use to describe it is limited by our physicality. So
Yes.
I don't think it's going to be anything we already know. And I think the best we can do in our physicality is to express it in the way that we can try to grasp it, but it's beyond. So
It's
as
beyond.
Obsidian says, it's neither. I don't
Yeah.
think it's either.
Yeah. Even if, and still I agree again with with Eclectic County when he said it's interesting to find the similarities that other cultures believe about the afterlife, especially one that had no way of talking to each other. And that's true, because there is a common ground, because there is, behind our lack of knowledge, there is a truth.
Yeah. Well,
behind
just
this.
like all
And so there
religions.
is,
Yeah, just like all religions have a truth. As much as a lot of us dislike Jehovah's Witnesses, they have some truth. As much as we may dislike evangelistic Baptists, they have some shred of truth.
a part of it. Yeah. And
All of them have some sort of truth to it.
I think so, but we are unable to tie the thread together, because we are unable to put in common what we have what we understand. We cannot. There is a thirst of power who just ruin it all. Everyone is so obsessed to get the excessive amounts of followers in every kind of religion, and I'm including YouTube and Instagram and that,
Right.
and Twitter and every kind of shit like this. So
I like this question from Ruby.
and you think
We're
that
already at 9:20. We have like 10 minutes left. Holy shit. Okay,
And-
Ruby asks, do you think that energy is put to rest once one dies? That it's dispersed and returned to the universe? Again, this is our thoughts. This is our beliefs. This isn't a truth.
No, this is not any gospel and blah blah as usual. This is just how we perceive the thing and how we believe the thing are going on. And I don't think energy is put to rest. No.
Right.
It
I don't
isn't-
think it's put to
doesn't
rest
disperse.
either.
I don't
I
think so.
I think what generally happens, this is, and okay, get ready. I'm going esoterical on everyone. So, and I'm not going to have time to explain everything, but I think, and I believe that when we physically die, a lot of us, unless you do preparations, unless you practice, what we understand as me, cricket song, or her, obsidian, our general personality kind of like returns to this well of energy. And generally, many of us, meaning general population, don't have memories of our past lives. I mean, we're talking about 8 billion people on the earth. You know, a lot of people don't remember past lives. But those of us who are witches, those of us who are magical practitioners, whether you identify as witch, wizard, magician, whatever you identify as, have past life memories, because a part of that energy that is us, that is our personality, retains in like this glob. So if you imagine like our spirit leaves us when we die, I think the majority of people sort of just kind of become little pixels. But those of us who are magical practitioners, because we've practiced magic, we've sort of taken a bunch of those pixels and kept them in a glob. And that glob then ends up reincarnating with other pixels. So that's why we retain some past life memories. So the majority of our spirit does sort of disperse, but it doesn't rest. It sort of turns and returns. That's my drunken thoughts on that.
I have a question though. The way you formulate it, I understand it like we are the kind of personality, the uniqueness of
Yes, the
oneself
uniqueness. Yeah.
is. But the way I understand how you told that is that this uniqueness is diluted.
Well, I think, it's like your personality. The things that make you you, the things that make you obsidian and me cricket song, if you don't practice, if you don't solidify the personality,
Mhm.
then it is easier like fragmented when
Okay.
you physically die. It sort of returns to the all. You become one.
Mm.
The I becomes we. It recognizes the we. But magical practitioners, and there's practices you can do to solidify the I, so that now Obsidian and I are getting into our own usual conversations.
Yeah. Sorry.
If we practice and do certain ceremonies or rites, we can solidify that personality so that the whole of the personality could be reincarnated. The whole, like you could remember every little single detail in memory, could be solidified into another body, almost like soul switching.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of us, even witches and magical practitioners, don't either feel a need to do that, or like we're not so obsessed with staying physical. You know, I think it really would take a momentum and a drive to say
Yeah.
that me in my whole personality, as I am with all the memories of this life, am just going to stay in this glob and just plop right into another physical body.
Mm.
I don't think many of us really are so attached to the physical to actually spend all that time to do it. But I think enough of us have practiced magic and occult practices that at least a portion of it comes back And that's
Right.
why we tend to have some past life memories, because for some reason we feel a need to return to the physical. And I think that if we were satisfied with our life, like, honestly, I feel like I'm done. Like,
Yeah.
I don't, yeah. So
I'm so done with it.
my wholeness will just sort of become one with the all. So I don't have to come back. It's okay. I'm all set. No more returns. I'm done. Kind of thing. But I think obviously in my past lives there was a reason to come back, so that we maintain at least a portion of that, so we remember certain things, you know.
Mm-hmm. My view on I understand, yeah, and it's a very interesting, thought.
That's what I think. That's what I believe. I mean, I've read some accounts, and Phoenix Witchwood, my husband, and I have had conversations about this. Especially, I think Cole can talk about chaos magicians, that there are rituals and stuff that you can do where they will completely reincarnate into another physical body. Like, there are rites to do that.
Yeah, I think you've talked about that
Yeah.
already. I remember
Yeah.
that. Yeah, my view on this is kind of mixed with between this and other difference in perception, a different perception, but close to it, but not exactly
Well,
the same.
there are other ideas within esoteric studies that talk about, you know, the different layers of a person's, you know, their physical body, their etherical body, their astral body, their emotional body, you know, all the different layers of what makes a soul a soul. And depending on how advanced certain layers of your soul are, you know, if the astral body is really concentrated, then that astral body can maintain, and sometimes those become tulpas and things of that sort that then we encounter when we're doing astral projection and stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, it really, I think, depends on the frame of mind that you're approaching it. But again, just like with religions, different philosophies and esoteric studies, there's this common thread that sort of ties everything, where you can see that clearly this is not it.
Yeah,
This is just not it. There is more.
No, of course. I think, of course, we had enough to at least say that here is not. It's not it. There is a lot more to the universe and to our journey as a soul. There is so much more. So much more. Yeah, and unfortunately,
I know we're up to the end of our time.
Yeah, dig into
I
it.
know. I just and I know there were other comments. Sorry, I'm a little intoxicated. That martini went straight to my head. But before we sign off, I do want to remind everybody. And I know I've had some people, you know, contact me through email asking about our sessions, the Deux Wytches sessions that I'm offering, that we are offering through my website. And I know there was a little confusion about the difference between the witch mentorships that I offer and the Deux Wytches sessions that Obsidian and I are offering. And I just want to say that the main difference really is that the witch mentorship that I offer is a 13-month sort of program. And it's definitely just geared to you becoming witch. It's you becoming witch and me helping you through that. Where the Deux Witch sessions that Obsidian and I offer, we can help you become a better witch. But they're really sort of set up as a sort of like a one session thing. They're not really set up to do, you know, 10 weeks or whatever. You can do that if we have time available. But we're really here to sort of kind of like to help you through something you may be going through at this point, or trying to address an issue, or a concept. They're almost set up for like, I don't know. It's not a mentorship. It's not really, we're not looking to take on students. Is what we're saying. Those are not for that. If you're looking to be a witch student or a student to learn witchcraft, that is a mentorship that I am offering, me personally. Okay. So check it out if you're interested and you're looking for help, or you're looking for guidance, or you're looking for some insight, or you're looking for some inspiration. Obsidian and I would be very happy to help you with that. Very happy.
Yeah.
So check it out on my website, right?
Yeah, I would check now.
So thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you for joining us, being a part of it tonight. It was fun. Thank you for putting up with my drunkenness. And we're going to, when's our next day for our next show? Do we have a day?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Let me look. Do we have a day? What? We're going to be, well, you're in February already.
Yes, I am.
That's an Imbolc for you.
Yeah.
We're not quite in Imbolc. Yes, February 7th. I have February 7th written down.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We don't have a topic, but the plan is February 7th. So we'll see you then, everybody.
Yeah.
I love you. Blessed be.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.